everybody. Welcome to another art stream. It's been forever. It's been a long time. Hopefully I'm not talking into the void. Hopefully it's coming through. Let me know if it actually is working, because I honestly don't know. This is a brand new computer and I'm not sure. I'm gonna type it. We can hear you? Okay, cool. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do on this one other than just kind of I'm gonna work on stuff. So I'm waiting on my brother to get fully vaccinated to spend Mother's Day with my own mom, but since we have to wait another week for that to happen, we're like, hey, let's just push it back a week. So while Chris is gone, I have stolen the channel and it is all mine now. No, not really. I can't do this thing on my own. So I decided, hey, you know what? I'm gonna be at home. I'm gonna be working on stuff anyways. I'll do a chill art stream. So not a ton going on, but I guess I'll just keep on working on what I have been working on. For those of you that were here last time, obviously you know this glorious piece of art. I mean, it's perfection incarnate. But I've been also working on other things. So I've been working on a turnaround for one of our characters from our D&D campaign. It's mostly just as a project to get better at doing character design, understand more action cartoons. Hey Jay Diggity, hey Blue Lip, hey Space Cats. With your new account. So I'm kind of messing around with this. I've gotten most of it done. For those of you that follow me on Twitter, I had this probably like 90% done, and then the file crashed and wiped out everything. I was so mad. I was so furious at everything. Hopefully I have my fans on just because it is ridiculously hot, and Chris did not turn on the AC before he left, and I'm afraid to touch it. So hopefully the fans aren't really coming through on the mic too much. If they are, let me know and I'll turn them down, because I can't tell from my end. But I figured what I'm gonna end up doing for this one is I'm gonna add some color. If you guys have some questions on kind of what's going on and how I'm doing stuff or why I'm doing stuff, let me know. Poke the AC. I'm not gonna, because then I also had to go around and close all the windows and all the doors. And in my thought process was like, all right, close all that. You see Chris and Jen leave their bedroom window door open. I don't want to go into there. It was like a whole debacle. So, it's like, I'm not going to run it. It's fine. It's only like 89 degrees. It's only sweltering. I see some errors on my stream. Hopefully it's not really dropping too much. Frame drops detected. Well, there's nothing I can do about that. I don't have the smarts to figure that out. So yeah, I mean, I finished this a little bit ago. Main reason I haven't been running art streams is, like, for a while there, I messed up my hand, and then I was also still doing art all the time. So it's still kind of messed up, but not, like, debilitating where I can't move it. It's just annoying, more so than anything. Hey, Calc. That's one reason, and I've been really busy with projects, and sometimes it's really hard to focus on streaming and then also focus on the art projects at hand. I've been doing a lot of NDA stuff. So stuff I can't really show on a stream. So that's one main reason why I haven't been showing stuff. I think this is the right one that I've been working on. This is not the right file. Where is my correct file? Is it on the desktop? It's not this one. It's not this one. Is it this one? But for those of you that haven't been here before, I am currently working on some D&D, our D&D campaign inspired characters. This is one of the characters played by Danielle, one of our friends. If you listen to Dream Daddy, I'm pretty sure Danielle's on one of those episodes. But like before, I haven't done a ton of work on this just because I've been so busy with other stuff. I wonder if I can find that original file. There's a bunch of projects that I want to kind of get to and take care of. There's an animated project I really want to do, and I wanted to do it last year, but I think COVID kind of happened. It's just a weird year in general, so I never really got around to it. But we worked on this last stream, and I've done some more drawings since then and kind of refined some of it. But our different cast of characters through the campaign. This isn't even a new monitor, like, since the last time we ran this, so I got to make sure that it actually fits. My character's on the far left, named Kane. Mike's character Krong. Jen's character is Zura, Danielle's character Nimile, our friend Kevin, who plays a bard, and our other friend who plays a fighter, who is also an archer, which I guess you can't see because the HUD is not providing that space. Oops. And that's like kind of that last character. So the idea is I'm going to take all these characters, for everyone except for Kane and Nimile, I'm going to do a front 3/4 and a back 3/4 view of all of them. It's just kind of like a basic model sheet. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a full turnaround for Kane, and I've already done the full turnaround for Nimile, but I need to go ahead and I need to start adding color to her design. I probably don't need to do as many turns as I did. I'm kind of looking at some more other professional model sheets and realizing that even like Studio Mir, who did the new Dota anime and also did, which is actually really good, you should watch that, it's a lot of fun. And they also animated Legend of Korra and worked on a bunch of other stuff. They only have a 3-point design. They have just a 3-point turn, and they're just good enough with that. It's like, all right, well, yeah, I guess you really don't need that much more information than that. So I'm trying to decide, once I add this to my portfolio, what I want to do with it and what I want to add in terms of it. But I have 2 versions of this. Hopefully it's there. So we have like our cloaked version of Nimile, which is kind of her default state. But I wanted to make sure that I added extra information, which is like, hey, what does the back of her design look like? And for those of you that don't know, turnarounds are basically, they're model sheets. They're model sheets for animators to know what things look like from different directions. And because she has a design where she has an arm guard on one arm and then she doesn't have an arm guard on the other, I wanted to make sure that I drew everything and kind of let, you know, whoever, which would just be me, no one else is doing it. It's just for the exercise of it more so than anything. Hopefully the music's not too loud too. I tried to make sure that that was of the level it needs to be, so if that's too loud or it's too low, let me know, because once again, I can't tell. New rig, new computer, and we're gonna just kind of work through this in this sweltering heat. The first thing I'm just gonna kind of do is honestly just go through the flats phase. It's not really interesting, but it's what you kind of have to do. It's just kind of go through. I would like to do more art streams in the future, for sure. It really just comes down to timing. So I know a lot of people have asked, hey, why don't you do more art streams? Well, on Monday nights I'm busy with my art buddies and we hang out then. It's not a stream or anything, it's just us, you know, hanging out on Zoom and drawing. On Wednesdays I hang out with my online buddies and play video games. That's not channel related. And then other times between that, I'm either streaming with Chris or, hey Jack, or I'm working on, you know, I'm doing usually streaming with Chris, or I'm recording with Chris. So to put out how my schedule kind of looks, Monday morning I wake up at 8, I teach all day, and then usually I will get in a workout, either a run or I will go lift some weights, and then I will find myself making myself dinner. Then it'll be around 6 o'clock. I'll draw for 3 hours with my online buddies, go to sleep, teach all day, record with Chris till like 6 or 7, probably do another workout if I can in between if the lights are still up, and then I'll wake up on Wednesday, teach, get in a workout, and then, you know, make lunch, hang out with my buddies, and then before I know it's Thursday again and we're streaming on Twitch. So yeah, that's the main reason why it's really hard for me to get more of these in here. I would like to make it more of a consistent thing for sure. And I think it would also be good for me personally to do that. I think I just need to find something that I want to work on that I can. Animation's a little hard to work on a Twitch stream, but maybe we'll do, because I have a plan for something. I think I have it up. Let me find the folder. So I've been planning something out. I do want to animate it eventually, but you guys are so awesome doing all these hype trains. So I did, this is a couple months ago actually, I guess at this point, early April, thinking of Couchings and Couching Conductor. I do want to do something with kind of the hype train and have some kind of unique animation for the Twitch thing. It's not just you, Blue Up, a couple people have asked for art streams, and I know that it means a lot to you guys. I mean, I've also made a lot of tutorials for my art classes, so I'm kind of tempted to, and I don't know if anyone on the channel will be interested because I know we're mostly gaming focused, but maybe even just uploading art tutorials of some of the things that I've gone over and putting it on the channel as well. Because I have stuff on perspective, and while I do gear them towards the middle school, high school level, they're really universal lessons. They kind of go to anybody of any education level that wants to just know more about art. And I've already designed the lesson, so I really would just have to record a new video for them, and that would kind of be about it. But I'm working on this. It's gonna eventually be done. I can't tell you when. I'm trying to make a renewed setup to getting back into this, but ideally when the train would level up, you would see like a little train that kind of goes by. That's not too hard. That'd be pretty easy. I am dumb and I want to do something more ambitious, so obviously I want to do like not this one, that was the first test. I kind of want to do something crazy that, you know, portal opens up and then you have a train that flies through, type of deal, because I'm dumb and I'm ambitious like that, and I kind of want to have that as be the animation. I mean, yeah, I'll talk to Chris. Like, I could, because I have lesson plans on 1-point perspective, 2-point perspective, and most of the art tutorials I've seen aren't highly edited. So if you don't mind it just, you know, me kind of going over a lesson like, hey, here's art tips with Sam. And I could go over like in a 3-minute, 4-minute video or 10-minute video, like, hey, this is how you do 1-point perspective. This is how I use it in my artwork. And that's another reason why it's like we have so many people that are on the art Discord, especially in our Discord. It's like, okay, people probably want to learn this stuff. I'm a teacher. I know how to basically teach it. So yeah, I've been thinking, like, I'm kind of bouncing around my head about that, because I've had a couple of people tell me, like, you should just do some art tutorials. Like, I don't know why you don't do them. It's like, yeah, I don't know why I don't do them either. I think it just comes down to time. I obviously would like to do some kind of intro attached to it, like for art tips or something like that, or have a special thumbnail for it. But I already designed all these lessons, so maybe this summer I'll make a series of, like, art tip videos and do, like, a series of 7 or something like that, just to see how it pans out. It's just something extra for the channel. It doesn't take place of recording, because they don't take me too long. They're like 10, 15 minute, 20 minute demos. And maybe I'll do, like, I'll draw them and record them on my computer and then record them on the actual mics that we have that are good. But yeah, if that sounds interesting to any of you, I'd be happy to start making them or upload them, because I've already done them for a class and I've already kind of gotten a groove of how I go about it. It'll still be me rambling a bit. But yeah, but I'm still working on stuff. You know, messing around, animating characters, thinking about stuff, watching Gurren Lagann again for the 5th time, and, you know, I have a bunch of projects. I need to finish some of them, though. I really do. But yeah, first on the list is, I think, is the Hype Train and finishing Nimue. And then once I finish Nimue, I want to finish Kane and finish kind of the rest of the crew. I just kind of need to get going on it. I don't want to say I've been lazy, but I've had a bunch of art things I've been working on that, like I said, are NDA. I'm not allowed to talk about them type of deal. They're nothing big, and they ended up not panning out, but I was still had to work on them. So I was just like, all right, well, this is where all my time is going for art. And if you've been following me on Twitter, or if you follow me on Instagram, which you can find my links for that in, not the chat, but you can find that on the Discord and Sam's Scribble support. You can find all of my information there for where to follow me on Twitter, where to follow me on Instagram. Chris retweets all of our stuff on Twitter, so you can also, if you're just following the 10 More Minutes account, you'll often see, hey, there's this Sam guy he keeps retweeting. Who could that be? It's me. I'm the one. Yeah. Make one of the first lesson be the process of making intro and thumbnails. So when it comes to thumbnails, you know, most of that is Chris. I mean, we worked out together how we wanted to go about the thumbnails, but he's the one who did most of the research. I created the art assets, and then he kind of goes from it from there. I think I made the first thumbnail design, and then he kind of iterated on it based on how other people make their thumbnails and how that kind of works out. But that's a good idea. I mean, making something along those lines where it's just like, okay, we're making a thumbnail. For the most part, we really just use the assets that I've made, which is just the animated faces of us, which I find hilarious now because I have a beard and long hair, which is just funny compared to what the, like, actual one represents now. My hair has grown a lot since COVID started. Hopefully I'm not getting in trouble for that kind of stuff now. Hope we don't get pinged for saying that. But since the pandemic started, yeah, my hair is much longer now. It doesn't have that short, wispy nature like it used to. And I'm just going to kind of go through and just work on adding all the different flats. to this design. I mean, if you have questions while I'm working on stuff, I can always tangent. But other than that, it's just going to be me sweating in this sweat box and keeping an eye out because, whoa, I know that my groceries are supposed to be here at some point. I don't know when. So hopefully it's after the stream. Let's see. Get that skin tone. I still got to figure out some of the colors too that I want to use for her character. I have the older illustrations that I made to kind of base some of it on, but these are like a couple years old at this point now, so it's not as set in stone what I want to do with the color schemes. I should probably just focus in on coloring just one of these for now. And figure out what I want to do from there. Ooh. Maybe that color? Thanks, Blue. But yeah, it's gonna be very, very chillax. Kind of seeing my process. One thing that I try and do with brown, just in general with that color, is a lot of people just use that straight dirt brown. I'm not a big fan of it. I like to add a little bit of red to it, or a little bit of blue, depending on the mode or mood that it's going for. It always bothers me when color schemes are very basic and they don't tap in a little bit of color to it. But that's just me. It's like when people use black for shadows. It's fine when it gives that grayish look, but when you can use like a deep purple or a dark blue or a dark red, depending on like the sunset or the environment that the character's in, I just find the just basic color of a shadow and most stuff a little boring when they could easily go for that kind of next level. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and make these, just kind of fill these in with like a dark shade. This is really just exploration though. I'm not really sure what I want to do with her colors. I know that purple and red are the main themes for it because they're her favorite color. And all this was designed based on feedback from the D&D player to figure out what I wanted, what to do with their design. I did modernize it a little bit in terms of the way I'm going about it. Very much trying to go for that, hey, if this was an anime, what would this look like? How would this work? How would I streamline some of these designs, And still have a lot to learn. I still have more to kind of figure out as I'm going through all of this. Never really quite done learning when it comes to art, which is kind of the best thing about it too. Okay, maybe I make the inside of that because I want to have a little bit of a difference between these. Might want a more stark contrast. So right now what I'm doing is I'm using the multiply layer to just kind of draw on top of this, because when I created this models sheet, I didn't do it the best way. I definitely should have did a different way when I went about creating it, but multiply is fine. A lot of artists use it. I just tend to like to draw underneath my line art, similar to how they would ink and paint characters back in the day for old school animation before the 2000s. Well, I'm celebrating my Mother's Day next Sunday with my parents, because my brother doesn't get fully vaccinated until next week. His 2 weeks are up. So I talked to my mom. I was like, hey, do we want to just do something when my other brother can actually be there? And she's like, yeah, let's just do that. Drinks, yes, I have coffee. Because unlike my co-partner, I don't really drink. Especially not milk, too. God, it's way too hot for that. I'm also trying a new thing out. I'm using Spotify to do the playlist. Hopefully that still works. It's still all music by Rocco W, but instead of using the VLC player, I'm trying to see if something better works for it. Just in general. I'm trying to figure out what to do with her collar. Also trying to remember what I do with her eye color. Oops. And hopefully everything's popping up on screen. I'm trying to keep everything centered. So one eye is green, the other eye is golden from what I remember, or reddish. Because Jen and Danielle's characters are twins, so I try and keep their designs pretty similar. Oh, I gave her like those cool earrings. But I wouldn't want to redraw that every time. Alright, let's go back to this. Did an escape room with my mom and sister today. That sounds awesome. Yeah, I look forward to next Sunday, I think. Next Sunday or Saturday when I get to hang out with my mom. It's been a couple of weeks. Okay, you know, let's just do the hair for now. But yeah, main thing with my hand is I gotta just start doing more exercises to not stress it. It's mostly just been because this full year has just been using it a lot, whereas usually there's more breaks, even when I was teaching in an arts class. Just because so much of it now is typing on a keyboard all the time, combine that with playing video games, and then combine that with also drawing all the time, it's kind of like worn my hand down a little bit. It's like, hey man, slow down a little bit. I was like, oh right, stretching, taking care of your body. Important things I should probably be aware of. Right. But I do love this kind of design that I came up for Nimue. It's a lot of fun. There are some things I gotta change about it, but not major things. Oh, okay, not maybe a change. I need to add some certain things to it. Every time I do these dual colored eyes, which I forget the name of it and what it means, I always think of Unileska from Final Fantasy X. But how's everyone else doing? Are you doing all right? Things going good? Hopefully those of you that want to get vaccinated can get vaccinated, which would be everybody, because the sooner we all get vaccinated, the better. What color did I make her sides of her arms? My memory is failing. I guess I just did purple. I kind of want to change that up in terms of color scheme. I don't want to make it too crazy all the time, but I do want to have some variation in terms of, I think I'm gonna give her a lighter color, maybe like a kind of like a lilac color, maybe, just for a little bit of pop and a little bit of variation. But I did my hijinks project, which you can find on my portfolio, a long time ago, and I knew that I wanted to have a set of I wanted to have a set of drawings and illustrations that represented my more action style, and I had illustrations of that, but I didn't have any really animation character design. So the whole point of this D&D project is to do just that, is just to have a representation of more characters that are of that kind of style that anime take. But I need to learn how to do it faster, because this has taken me a lot longer than I intended it to. But also just part of that is just because I've been so busy. In a good way. Busy in a good way, but busy nonetheless. But school's almost out in 3 weeks. So I'm going to try and take this summer and really just hammer away at this project. I want it to be done. This is like mid-May. Nice. That's awesome, Blue Lip. Card ceremony is about it. That's cool, Jack. I like that. Sounds like a great way to spend it. Thank you, by the way, Blue Lip. I don't know if I'll stick with that color. It might be a little too light. Might want something that's more reddish. So I do want to have some delineation. I don't really want it to be that dark purple all the way through. Maybe something like a little bit lighter like this, because I want some contrast going on. Once I figure it out, it'll be fine, but part of it's I'm not doing shadows too. I probably should do that, because that will change the entire look of it, but nah. Nah, I should keep it to basic colors. Okay, that's her undershirt. So ideally, that's going to carry through to the rest of her armor. So if I'm going to do that, What would it look like if I went ahead and made these a little bit lighter? Which is, this kind of sucks too. It's like, now it's summer, it's going to be way hotter. I should have taken care of doing all these art projects when it was less hot, because Jesus. Summer and drawing are not that much fun, especially in this tiny room. Nah, I don't really like it. So one trick that I'll end up doing sometimes is I'll just kind of grab the hue saturation tool. I kind of like that a little, but I wanted it to be a little bit more dull. No, not green. Not blue. Sometimes I'll just mess around with colors in that way and just kind of see what happens. Because I'm still not really sure. Because I want it to feel earthy, but I don't want it to feel too... It's that weird kind of blend, you know? You want it to be a little bit of the fantasy style, but you also want it to be kind of grounded in that Dungeons and Dragons universe, though I know that's custom and anyone can make that. So it can technically be anything. I really should just throw colors down and see how it works. And just see what I like. I just don't have a basic color scheme. Green. Because I wanted to maybe call back to that. What did I do in the original? I used a lot of blues, which makes sense. I think I did that with her hair tie, or I did a dark purple. That makes sense. Alright. Yeah, this is tough. I don't know. So I'm not really feeling that. It's a little too light, you know? Well, let's move on to other sections then. I know what I want to do with other parts of it. Get around that finger. And go ahead and do that. Alright. I know that I want her boots to be brown. That'll solve some of that. Maybe get rid of some of that purple and make it a little bit easier. And part of it too, when I'm making a color design or a character design with color, I always try and bring the colors back. Like if I use a certain brown, I don't want to use a bunch of different browns. I want to make sure that it kind of go full bright neon saturation colors everywhere. This isn't JoJo's. And my eyes haven't bled the whole time. Yep, no, that makes sense. I do like to kind of grab colors that I'm using before, though, and try and bring them throughout in general. Though I might take this. I think I want this to be a bit darker. And let's grab that color. I think that'll work good for this. Because it's supposed to be still kind of rustic in our world, or the world that Chris has kind of created. At least for this character, I wouldn't imagine them to have white boots. They'd have brown boots. Be a very much a thing for this character. Get those heels in. I'm not too precious when it comes to this stage. Kind of going through. Hey, Zach. Yep, just a chill stream today. Chill Mother's Day stream. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there that may watch this, or to any of your mothers, happy Mother's Day. grab that and fill that in. Like, I probably don't need to color all of these, but nice thing is once I do figure out what my colors are, it's honestly not going to be that bad. It's really just this beginning stage of like, well, what do I want to do with it? What do I want to do with these colors? How do I want to go about this? And like I said, this is really just a learning process for me. I know how to draw, but every time you start a new project, it's all about trying to learn something new in response from it. Okay. Ooh. Let's go ahead and throw this up. One thing I'm trying to get used to is not making my art perfect and just being okay with like minor flaws. Definitely something I gotta get used to. Okay, let's go ahead and go into this area. But yeah, I ended up losing this entire first design. Had I not sent someone on Discord while I was working, they're like, hey, what are you working on? I was like, oh, I'm working on this. Had I not sent them that sketch, I would have lost everything, and I would have been a sad panda. It would have not been great. Because at least I had the sketch, so I could at least go back and re-ink it. So that's probably what took this way longer than I initially wanted it to. Alright. Let's see if I can grab this area. I may just make this a really dark color. Just make a really dark rustic color. Too dark, but I do like that idea. Maybe a bit more purple. Or maybe I just lighten. Oh, maybe I just do that as a darker version. That'll work. That looks nice. Yeah, I hate losing files. It's just the absolute pits. It hasn't happened very often, but occasionally it does. Alright. I want the majority of her to be purple. You know what? Let's go ahead and see what I can grab. Ooh. Some of this has a little bit of white in it, just because the way that I did the line work. So I'm not sure what I can grab and what I can't grab. So I'm gonna try and see what I can do with this. Let's go ahead and increase the expansion size. But yeah, like I said, if people want me to do some art tutorials, I'd be more than happy to upload them, because I've already wrote the... Oh, that looks kind of nice. That's a happy accident that I like. Okay, that's a good idea. I like that little stretch of color. That's cool. But yeah, people want me to do some art tutorials, because I know we have such a huge art community on our Discord. I'll go ahead and start making some of those. They really won't take me very long. It's really just about just making an art intro, which I think I'll just take the Patreon theme and just be like, oh, art stream, and then it'll cut to like this kind of idea, where it'll show you how I go about it and what I do. It'll be a little bit of rambling. They won't be super highly edited, but I do think they'll be informative, especially to people that just want to learn certain techniques. And I am by no means the authority when it comes to this. There are much better artists out there than me, which is one reason why I think I've hesitated. But if I can think of it in the sense of, hey, this is, you know, this is meant for beginners. This is not an advanced tutorial. That's not me. I do know perspective, I do know folds, but there are much better authorities, much better artists than I am. at that stuff, but I also realized that, oh, I can actually help a lot of you in the same way that I help my students, because a lot of you, you know, may not have the means like I did to learn some of the basics. I didn't learn a lot of the basics until I went to art school. So one of the things that I've always tried to push when I'm teaching art is to teach other artists and younger artists the exact things that I didn't get to learn. It's not even so much that it was my teacher's fault. They weren't illustrators. They were sculptors. They were just in other art fields, and they were teaching art, and you know, they could teach the basics. It's not that they were bad, and they did help me, but I've always wanted to push even more so, because I know there's a lot of young kids I have in my classes that I teach that want to learn how to be professionals. They want to do what I did when I was, you know, their age. They want that same thing. So it's like, oh, well, I know how to do that. I may not be able to give them the exact roadmap, but I can at least teach them some of the things that I didn't get to learn, and now they can learn it. So I have a bunch of videos I can go ahead and do on that. I can at least probably come up with like five, like probably 1 point perspective, 2 point perspective, drawing the human figure and stuff of that nature, and just how I go about drawing that stuff. Not that it's like, hey, this is the only way to draw humans. It's like, no, this is how I draw them. This is how I figure out how to do it. And I'm not perfect. I practice every Monday. I practice every day that I draw to get better at that stuff. So I'll whip some of those together. That's been kind of tumbling around in my brain for a little bit in terms of new content that we can kind of produce for the channel. It's hard though, especially when this isn't your full-time job, to create new compelling forms of content and start getting our names out there even more so. And you guys have done great. Everyone that comes and watches the channel, we super appreciate all of you. We've definitely been trying to brainstorm on what it takes to break through that barrier, break through that next stage of our YouTube careers, while still staying still staying the same in spirit. You know, we're not gonna sell out or anything like that. No. Definitely would like to hit that next tier. Get to that give us that kind of creative motivation too. So we're drumming around some ideas. That's why this Monday we're gonna be streaming on YouTube. So you might want to check that out. We're gonna be doing a Pokemon stream. We're just kind of testing some new things out, seeing what we can do to kind of beat the algorithm, or just find ways of getting around the algorithm and getting us out there more. Did I make a mistake there? No, I guess that's fine in terms of design. It doesn't really matter that the sack is in front of it. I was thinking that was an overlap issue, but it's actually okay. It's not a big deal. If your arm's pressing into the side of it, it'd be fine, I guess. But yeah, we're gonna try and experiment with some of that stuff, see where that goes, and go from there. We're still gonna be doing Twitch though. That's still our bread and butter. We're not abandoning that in any means. But that's one reason why we're trying out the YouTube thing, seeing how that works, seeing if more of you couchlings will tune in. Ooh, let's go ahead and make this. It's kind of like her Gorget. You know, I might want to just make this area brown. Yeah, I think I want to just take this color here. And we're always looking for feedback from all of you on terms of like, hey, you know, games we should play next, things we should do, things we should record. We're thinking about ways to involve you guys as well. Always trying to brainstorm, always trying to figure out new ways of making it more entertaining for all of you. I like the idea of that color, but maybe not that exact color. This kind of feeds into there. Don't really want that. I like some of this, but I don't like all of it. What if I just make this collar dark? I don't want. I want to give it some color, but at the same time, I'm looking at it, I was like, maybe I just need to make it black. Maybe I just need to give her a dark color for this. Hey, thanks, Jack. Thanks for contributing to the Read That Steamy fanfic. I have no idea what that's about. I don't know if I want to know, honestly. I'm sure Chris will tell me when it's all done. Go give her those blue earrings that I had before. That's not the shade of blue I want. You know what? Maybe I'll just do... Oh, not that. Oh, that'd be fun if she had that. Well, you know what? I'm gonna do this color actually, because we have link pearls, which basically are tell machines. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick that there. Did I not draw? No, I drew it on her other ears. Okay. Maybe I do that. Maybe I add some gold. Purple and gold is usually a good... It's usually a good combo. Though I don't like the Lakers, so maybe not. It's over 75% done? Yeah. Who's writing it? It's not me, is it? Who's writing the fanfic? I was not told of this. Part of it too is her cloak is going to be purple. So I'm kind of curious what I should do with the rest of her color. Too bad most of this is all pretty much hidden, which doesn't help me last time I drew it. And this one is pretty much just all dark purples and blacks. It's not bad, but it's just, it could be better. Wow, it's grown a lot since even then. Interesting. Mike's character always turns out the best. Krong the Orc, just every single time I draw him, he just turns out great. He's just the worst. He's the easiest character to draw. I don't know why. I can't draw the Incredible Hulk to save my life, but I can draw Krong like nobody's business. Well, let's just shift and see what this looks like. Hue and saturation. I kind of like that. And let's grab this and this. That's actually kind of neat. Grab that. Okay. Yeah, maybe I just do a black collar. I wonder if it would look good with white, though. Huh. Krong demands to be seen. The steamy flashback came out in great TMM fanfic Renaissance and consisted about half the fanfic output in the time frame. There's another one, but we don't really talk about it. Yeah, that sounds about right. I think this is sometimes the stuff I struggle with the most, is when it comes to color schemes, because I'm very picky, but I think also I'm more particular on this one because it is someone else's character. So I think that's part of it. You know, I said no lilac. Yeah, it pops too much. No, I still want there to be some purple. It clashes too much with this purple. And I know that I'm going to give her like a dark purple for her robe color. So I feel like it should be lighter. And I feel like that's not, feel like that's too light of a color, especially against her like pauldrons or like her kind of like leather shoulder guards. Krong demands to be seen. Yeah, Krong does demand to be seen. He's probably my favorite character to draw. I don't know why. Mike's character is very easy to draw. It's very fun to draw. It's probably because he's one of the most dynamic characters in the group. Which is not surprising. Everybody likes Mike. I don't really want to make these black, even though that fits in with the rest of it. It's a little too dark, but I also like the fact that this kind of pops a little. Because the idea was that it would stick in the same design. Oh, do I make her belt buckle just gold or something like that to kind of go with it? Nah. I kind of like that lilac purple kind of going on. Maybe I just use these. And then fill that in. That's okay. That's not terrible. I'm not in love with it. But I also kind of like it at the same time. I just wonder if the legs match in too much with it. You know, if there's not enough pop with it. But it's also probably not that big of a deal, truthfully. I could make it reversible. What would it look like if I went ahead and did that? Nah, that's too much. What if I go ahead and reverse this? This doesn't make much sense in terms of like the way that it's designed. But yeah, that's kind of closer to what I like in terms of it. Because it should be coming from like, the black should be coming and like unfold into there as just part of the design, as part of the shirt type of deal. Whereas this kind of goes into that. So like if I had a, because I'm thinking of it in terms of animation. I'm thinking of it in terms of like, well, if it's animated, you don't want to do too many gradients. You don't want to do that too often because depending on your budget or depending on what you're doing, you know, and how you're animating it, you may not be able to. But like ideally I could do something like, you know, where it kind of fades or whatever. Like a faded transition. To where like, oh, that makes sense. It gets lighter as it's dyed. And now I see that and I really like it. You know what? Forget it. I'm just going to do it. Who cares? I'm going to do the same for this one, honestly. I kind of like it too much. I like the idea that it kind of goes from like a darker color into it. It has like that kind of faded transition. Just because it looks boss. Forget it. I'm just going to do it. Maybe richer purple rather than lighter. Yeah. So part of it too is I want to make sure that it's dull enough and desaturated enough that when I do add shadows or add like bright lighting to it, it doesn't change it too much. But I do think that this is probably the way to go for it. I think that should work. I'm just going to live with it. I like that way better, honestly. It feels way more natural. Got a decent amount of color palettes going on. This could be a different shade of brown, though. This doesn't need to be that. I don't want it to stick out too much. Like always, I always want a little bit of color to it. That's too much of that. What if I make it this color? That blends in too much. But what if... I might shift it to a little bit of a... It's kind of what it had as before, but I still kind of like it a bit better. If that makes sense. Oop, way too big. And just so this doesn't clash too much with the other, I'm gonna change that to brown. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I like that. That's fine. That looks alright. That looks That looks like a passable color palette for Nimue. This, however, does need to change because that's not the right color. Let's go ahead and change this. And change that. And I still got to do her cape. We'll see what that looks like with it on there. She also has leaves in her hair, and she has some gold that goes through it as well. I need to figure that out, too. But that shouldn't be too bad. Let's go ahead and... I think I might just take... Yeah, I'll just use black. That's fine, even though it blends in a little. It's okay. Not every color has to be different. Okay. Now, this is the one... Oh, that's not it. That's the back. That's the one with the capes. I can go ahead and directly merge these two together. Hold on a second. It looks really weird right now, but it'll look more sane in a second. Let's do this as normal. Oh, God. Okay. Now, if I was to do her cape design... Whoa. Why would you do that? Okay. This is what happens when you don't draw correctly and you use white to take care of stuff instead of shading it in properly like a doofus. Okay then. Alright, fine. Jeepers. That's there. Let's go ahead and... This is just for now. This is not going to be the color of her cape. I'm thinking, honestly, it's just going to be somewhere in between here. Because I don't want it to stand out too much. But for now, just to make sure all the paint goes on right, I'm going to use this color first. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Not exactly what I thought. Oh God, what the heck? No, brush, paintbrush. There we go. Yes? No? Okay, cool. Let's see. Going through there. Paint that. Exciting stuff, right? Ooh. Just going through and tackling each little nook and cranny, laying down those flats to make sure that it's what I want it to be. And there's still some errors here and there with this design, but overall it's fine. Okay. Good. Good, 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 good. Grab this. Maybe. Alright. And if you have any questions while I'm working on stuff, feel free to hit me up. Otherwise, we're just chilling. It's a video game, I know exactly what to say. Well, I mean, I don't, but I know more of what to say. I'm doing art streams. Sometimes if I don't have someone to talk to, I tend to wonder, like, what am I doing? Alright, this looks good. This looks good. Let's grab this. Yeah, I think she would just have the same thing as, like, the bottom here. It would just honestly be a very basic cape. It probably would not change very much in terms of the way that it goes. Maybe, like, a little bit of lilac to the bottom. Way too much. Yeah, I just kind of want something like that. And let's hit cheap and multiply. Close, but not quite. Because the idea is she's supposed to be hidden. She's not really trying to get attention. Way too dark. But that might be what I want. You're trying to hide from me. Right in that little corner. You think I didn't see you? I did. I'm just really bad at my job. Grab that. What non-channel games have you been playing late? I played One Step from Eden. I'll be frank though, I don't really have a lot of time to play video games outside of the channel. One Step from Eden and Animal Crossing have been my go-to play this game when we're not recording because they're pretty... So, let me think. Actually, I did finish a couple games. So I did finish a game called Wargroove. I'd had that forever, but I never really finished it. For the longest time, I was like, you know what? I want to play this game. And I got halfway through. It started getting really hard, so I shifted it to story mode. Ran through that game. It's very much a Tactics Advanced style. Went through that. Finally beat One Step from Eden. We thought about playing it for the channel, but we just never got around to it. It was really hard, and it's just like, it won't fit. But it's basically a Mega Man Battle Network styled game, but a little bit harder and with a roguelike system to it. Really fun, really good. I really enjoyed that. I did 2 wins on that, got the neutral ending and the pacifist ending. Other than that, a little bit of Animal Crossing New Horizons, and what else? I think that's basically it. I mean, I play Final Fantasy XIV still, but only like once a week. It's kind of about it. Most of my gaming outside of the channel is really just, hey, I need a detox. I need to kind of wind down for a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and play this video game for a little bit. Hey, thanks for the cheer, Scare Bear. We're supposed to record BioShock 2 on Tuesday, and some more Bug Fables on Wednesday. If you know anybody that likes Bug Fables, make sure to tell them, you know, to watch Bug Fables. Yeah, we're plowing through that game. Working on that. We recorded a bunch of that on Friday. It's gonna be a heavy week because it's gonna be 3 streams. I might not be here for the Sunday stream. I can't promise that. So it might be just Chris solo on Psychonauts on Sunday. Just because my Mother's Day got shifted by a week. But yeah, I think that's kind of it. I think that's all that I'm playing really on the side. I might start Fade Tactics, a game my brother bought me a long time ago, because I don't think it'll ever make it to the channel. A lot of times I'll hold off on games that I think might be channel related because I want to keep my reactions genuine. And so I kind of avoid a lot of games, but also I need something that's usually quick, something that's like an easy play, something that I can kind of just play through and like do it for a half an hour, do it for an hour before I go to bed, and then just call it off. That's why Switch is my favorite console right now. I've had Final Fantasy VII on my PS4 for about 6 months. 5 months. I bought it in December, or the last time they had a sale for it, and it's just been sitting there because I haven't wanted to start. And then I heard, like, right as soon as I bought it, they announced it for PC, and I was like, I might just wait till they release it to PC. I do want to play... Oh, thanks, Scare Bear. I'm glad you popped over. I might want to play... What is it? I might want to play that when it just hits PC, honestly. Final Fantasy VII Remake. And just... I've waited this long now, I may as well just do it over there. Yeah, I don't know. But that's about it. What have you guys been playing? Oh yeah, I can just start grabbing pieces now that I know the color. Let's grab this. Doop, 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 doop. Doop, 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 doop. So many positions. Flop that out a little. And let's just go through and... Ooh, not that. Ooh. There we go. Let's grab all the skin tones. Ooh, Path of Exile. I've heard a lot of good stuff about that game. I just don't have the time for a game as long as that, though it does look really cool. Grab this. Problem is I always want to dedicate more time to art, and I feel like I have less and less time for it nowadays, which kind of sucks. And I'm noticing an error. She's supposed to have that hand guard right there. Go back. Oh, playing a few things here and there. Turnip Boy. I need to play that at some point. I know Mike and Chris played it. Lisa the Vengeful, Dark Souls 3. Nice. Yeah, I've seen some of the Metopia stuff. It's pretty dope. I gotta admit, I look at that and go like, dang, why can't it be this good for the regular Meat creation tool? Let's combine you. And grab that. Grab this. Yeah, Turnip Boy looks cool. I mean, I might play that soon. Chris really wants me to play it. I'm gonna try and find the time because I know it's not too long. I hope so, because that stuff looks cool. Like, the amount of stuff that people have been able to make and make it accurate to the characters is really, really awesome. Because it's kind of what I want out of the Meat creation tool. But it's never really quite been there before, but now it seems like they've finally gotten it where it needs to be. Oi. Let's grab all your hair. Hair, hair, hair. More hair. Why'd I do my hair like this? I'm a fool. Well, it at least gets most of it. Doop, doop, doop. Did I not finish that? I did not. I'm gonna have to go back and finish that. God, there's always something. I could have sworn I finished that and drew something. You know what? All I need to do is just go to a black ink brush, and that's fine. And eventually I'll get rid of, ooh, that's an error. Get rid of all these errors. Yeah, they're like, you know, eyes and blink when the meat talks. It's unnerving and hilarious. That's crazy. But a decent amount of time to make it stuff I feel is really cool. And then there's someone online that blows whatever I could do out of the water. It's insane. Yeah, the people that get really creative with that stuff are always amazing to me too. One of my students is starting to really get into Minecraft, which I know is a different thing, but you know, it's fun to see what other people can create with those tools, because for some reason, as creative as I am, I don't know, those tools, I'm never able to do that much cool stuff with them. Get that in there. Must have done that for some reason. I will not draw Kane's character design this way. I can guarantee you that. I'm just going to combine it all into one flat layer instead of doing what I did with this one. It's not worth it. They also let you do lips, eyes, and blink. Huh, interesting. I guess I could just do a white layer behind it and that would also work. And just combine that down. It doesn't matter. It is what it is. Did it there, did it there, did it there. Why did I do it here? I forgot to erase that here. That. Cool. New. Grab this, grab that. You know, I'm looking at her side now, wondering if her arm should be less thick on that side. Especially because of the way that it is right here. Probably needs to be a bit thinner. Oh, the woes of character design. Not by much, but just a little. But yeah, we'll be tackling BioShock 2 soon. That's on the game plate next. And then Pokemon stream on Monday. This. Ooh. Yeah, it's a bit better. I'll color that in later. Let's see. Your order is on its way. Okay, cool. So my groceries are going to be delivered soon. That will probably be an intermission because I have a lot of stuff that will easily melt. So There might be a brief intermission in a little bit. Trying to see where that is. And that would be that. I think they're about to arrive, so I will be back in like 5 minutes, everybody. So quick intermission. Be right back. Let's see if the intermission thing actually works. I haven't used it before. Let's see. Be right back. Sorry about that, everybody. Groceries have been saved. They are no longer in peril of being destroyed now. Yeah, and now I'm back with snacks, back with food, back with munchies. Where'd my pen go? Oh, here it is. Let's see. Let's find all the shoulder pads. This. Let's grab all of these. Grab. Got this. And this. And these. Floofy shoulder thingies. Mabobbers. Grab. Oh boy, that's way too small. Hey, nice. Glad you got back some food. Food is always good. Except when it's not. Okay. Let's grab this. I think the goal for this art stream is just to get all the flats down for this character. At the bare minimum. Because it shouldn't be that hard to do. I feel like I should make that arm thicker. I need to rethink that. It's a minor flaw, even if it is a flaw, I guess. Think. What do I want to grab next? Bad spaghetti is the worst. You know what's also terrible? Not having ice on a hot day. My current predicament. I should have ordered ice. Got that out. And cut this out. Oh boy, not that. Ooh, great paintballs though? Nice. I'm just glad that I got those groceries in time, because sometimes they won't even notify you. And they'll just be like, they just dropped off. It's like, okay, cool. You know, that's great. My groceries have been sitting here for 40 minutes. Thanks for sending me the text message or sending me the call. They don't have to. But it's always a bummer when I find out super late. Especially now since it's hot. I need to make sure, like, oh yeah, I need to be on top of this shit, or all my groceries are going to spoil. And I don't have that much money to just let food just, you know, waste away in the sun. That would suck. That would be my least preferred way of dealing with food. Oop. But yeah, in terms of Pokemon stream, it will be tomorrow. It won't be our normal stream time because I gotta fit it in. We're gonna be trying to do it at a different time. It's going to be 4 p.m. PST, so 7 o'clock on Eastern time. and it'll last for about an hour and a half. We're not going to be doing it for a super long one. Just as a test, and we'll do a couple more Pokemon streams because we're honestly just running out of room on our YouTube schedule, and we want to keep playing that game. But, with Bioshock 2 in the wings, and Bloodborne, and Bug Fables kind of being there, it's kind of hard to fit everything in. So we're gonna try out and see YouTube streaming and see if that's a method, or see if that engages people, and maybe do that more occasionally. Like I said, we're all just testing stuff. We're just trying new things out, seeing if it sticks, seeing if it doesn't. Last year we spent mostly the time doing nostalgic games, which is fun, but now we want to try and do some new stuff, do some weird stuff, if we can. I've been thinking a lot about that and like what it means to be in this YouTube space in this next coming year. I know we're already halfway through it, but honestly, it really still feels like 2020 in a lot of ways. Doesn't really feel like a new year. So just thinking kind of what our next phase is. Change the Patreon a little bit up. We changed a couple of mindsets of what we're going forward with next. And we'll see how that works, because like I said, what we're trying to do is really break that threshold. We're so grateful for everyone that's been here along the ride with us, but we want to make sure that we can kind of keep that momentum up. And last year was a lack of momentum for not the channel, but just everybody in general. Last year was tough. Last year was a really hard year. This year is still hard. It still hasn't gotten easier. We're seeing a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel, which is nice. So hopefully that continues to grow. Hopefully situations get better for other countries in the world too. It's starting to look a lot nicer here in California, which is great. But you know, there's still a lot of other stuff still that is on the horizon. So I'm cautiously optimistic. Let's grab that. Those look good. Boop. That's what I thought. Oh, wow. Sorry about that, everybody. I did not click the Z button. It clicked it for me. Okay. I did not fill up my cup on that break. Yeah, I know. It's month 5. I honestly don't really jive with it. In my mind, it's still 2020. Until we get out of this, I don't really count it as a new year in a lot of ways. That's stupid, I know, because technically, yes, it is a new year. But I'm of the growing sentiment that no, it's not. It's not a new year. Until we're out of this pandemic, I don't really count it as a new year. Once we're out of it, come back and talk to me. I'm going to invoice you for that whole last year. Because it sucked. But luckily, all of you made it worthwhile to go onto Twitch, get that stuff done. That is a mistake. That is what it's supposed to be. Man, these turnarounds are killing me. I don't know why I decided to do so many point turns. And I guess part of it's because it's changing in a new direction, but I gotta keep that in mind. Because, yeah, you would see the back of that shoulder. It wouldn't just be a blank arm. Oh, my head. Mother of pearl. It really just depends on what I'm using. Honestly, I just made a tapered brush. It's nothing really special. It's just a custom brush I made. It really is just the round brush, but it has tapered edges. I don't use a ton of brushes. I have a lot of brushes, but I don't really use a ton. I really just use, like, I made a sketching brush, which is kind of rough edges. And then I have my ink brush. That's kind of it. An eraser solid. I don't really even use any of these other ones that I've made. I mostly just use this ink brush. That's it. Time has felt like it's melting in on itself for a while. Time goes by way too fast, but last week really felt long. But 2020, yeah, nah, it just felt weird in general. There's something about last year that just, yeah, I don't really know how to explain it. But I don't really count it as a year. Like, yes, a year passed, and yes, I celebrated a birthday, but I don't. It's just, yeah, it's, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just don't count last year. Like, I did some stuff, obviously, with the channel, and I did make a lot of art, but I couldn't tell you if the art that I did that I'm thinking of was last year or was the year before. It's really weird. I don't honestly know how to. What the heck are you doing, Photoshop? Chill the heck out. I don't know. Like, I didn't make that many illustrations last year, but I know that I was always working on something. I think I did a lot of those animatics last year. I just don't know. It's just all just one giant blur to me, to be truthful. I just can't make heads or tails out of any of it. Okay, I did that there. I did that there. Oh, was I gonna make that a wrap all the way around? I was. That's the idea behind that. So yeah, I'm not going to count my age this year. I will just consider it my second continued birthday from last time. But it will be nice because I will be able to enjoy it maskless with my family, who is fully vaccinated as well. So I am looking forward to that, having a normal-ish birthday for sure. I guess I could just leave it both black. It's either that or I add some brown in there. I don't know what that would look like if I use like the deeper brown. I kind of like that, but you know what? I think I might just leave it black. Like, I think it's fine. I thought I needed that extra detail, but I guess I just don't. It's not really necessary. I like the line work I have there. I don't think I need to change that, but yeah. Yeah, I call it like a multi-year. Removing many external markers from time passage. I mean, it's kind of just something that happens when you get older too. The older you get, time just kind of has less meaning, and being in California, we don't really have seasons. Like, yeah, in the summer it's kind of hotter, but other than that, like, it doesn't really change around here. It goes from, oh, it's cold to, oh, it's warm, but it all just kind of looks the same. And even though I'm teaching in the school year, there's just, it's weird. Time gets more weird the older you get. I don't know why that is. I don't know what that's about, but it becomes less about age and just, yeah, I don't know. It just gets really weird. It doesn't feel the same as when you're younger and you're growing up. I think I think a lot of it too is just because once you're an adult, you have to work. So when you're a kid, you're looking forward to the summer, and you know summer means you're gonna make summer plans and do all these fun things. But when you're an adult, it's just kind of like, all right, cool. Even college is just kind of weird from the standpoint of the idea of like, oh, it's only 4 years until you graduate. I mean, that helps keeping like time in perspective. But because I've been out of college for so long, which is just insane to me, I think about it's been 10 years since I graduated college. And I look at that and go, no, it hasn't. And I'm like, oh, wait. Yeah, it has. It has been 10 years since I graduated. I did not draw her hair on the backside. Fuck me. Man, these turnarounds, they kill you. I could just grab that, though. Last year was 2019. This year is 0. Yeah. I mean, I'll go with that. I'm down with that idea. I know I created a lot of good artwork last year. I made a lot of I think it was a lot of couchling stuff, honestly. I think I just ran through a bunch of couchling art in that, especially from around, I think last year, like from March all the way till June, I think I did like 10 couchlings or 12 couchlings. I know I produced a lot of art. It just wasn't a lot of personal art, I think. But then I did those animatics. I think that was last year. Like I said, it's really hard. Oh, I also made the demon thing. I guess I just haven't felt like I've been that productive in the last couple of months, but I'm always like that in general. I'm very hard on myself in terms of getting stuff done and doing artwork and making sure I'm creating art. And that stopped. Let me go ahead and replay that. There we go. Yeah, no, I mean, Patreon's been great for us. I mean, we are so thankful for all the patrons that kept us going through the pandemic. Patreon's been great. I mean, I love the games that you guys chose last year. I loved working on that. I can't believe I forgot to put that in. Oh my god. How do I forget so many stuff? I'm super grateful for everything that people have done on the Patreon. It's been great. I'm super grateful for all the stuff that people have done. I love making the couchlings. The couchlings are so much fun to draw because every time it's something new and it's something that someone's passionate about, and more often than not, it gets to be something that I haven't drawn before. It's like, oh, Ratchet and Clank or Dark Souls or Demon Souls, just like random weird designs, and I get to kind of mash them up and really just have like fun in my playhouse. And really just kind of get to go wild. Like the couchlings are one of my favorite things. I made the Link animation. Like, I know I did a lot last year, but I'm harder on myself than anybody, and I always compare myself to other people that are creating boss-ass shit. Like, I'll look at Worthy Kids and be like, damn, that guy's a boss. And think like, what am I doing? I'm not making anything. And then realizing, no, I actually made a lot of art last year. I just don't look at it that way. I also have a full-time job, so that's part of it too. I don't have the ability to work just solely on animations. I wish that I did, but not yet. Maybe someday. But that's what's got me thinking about potentially doing new content for the channel that's not Chris related. I know we only upload so many videos a day, but I think doing some art tutorials would be a good idea, because the more that I look at art tutorials by other artists, they're not really doing anything super special. They're really just kind of going over the basics, and I could do that. Hey, we'd appreciate that, Jack, but don't feel like you have to. We appreciate everyone that stops by. But I would like to have more of an art presence on this channel. It really just comes down to time. And I know I say that all the time. Like last time we had an art stream, I said, oh, I'll do more of these. And then I got really busy. It's not because I don't want to. It's just, it's a different mindset too. And when I'm teaching, on top of also streaming and recording, it can be very talky intensive. So, and being an introvert like I am, I do need my recharge time. And when I'm always streaming art, it doesn't always give me that. Because I feel like when I'm on camera, I have to constantly talk. I know that I don't have to, but I feel that need or that compulsion to do that. Yeah, I mean, what Max will do is 4 times a day. We try and keep it to 2 videos a day. That's our main thing. A series with me and a series with Mike. Hell, I wish Mike had a normal schedule. I'd love to record some stuff with him. That'd be fun. But he is always a night man. I am day man and he is night man, and there's not much we can do about that. do like how this design came out. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. What's missing on this one? It's this color. Let's grab that. That's right, I was doing that and then I realized I made a mistake. But yeah, it's about 4 episodes when it's heavy. We try and not do that because it gets lost and it's just too much. We did that for a little bit, but yeah, it didn't pay dividends. We're always thinking about our strategy on how we want to go about uploading content, getting content to you guys. Horive, I made a mistake again. Come on. Get together, me. Is that how it ends on that hand? No, it's right there. Alright. That's not right. How about that? Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Oh, and grabbing this and moving that over. But yeah, I can take some of those ideas that we've done for previous things and throw that into the ether, because those won't be too hard to produce. I can't tell you when I'll do them. Probably after, I think I'll maybe start doing them after this week and create some of them once I'm done with all this, once classes are out for the summer, and maybe we'll try and upload a couple of them each month. I'll probably shoot them all first and just put them all out before we actually upload them when it comes to the art tutorial videos, because I'll just produce them on my own and I'll just do them in succession. I'll make like I said, about 4 or 5 of them. I'll look through my lesson plans of what I've done this year in terms of art, and create some video tutorials like, hey, this is how I go about doing plein air sketches, this is how I go about, you know, doing clothed figure, this is how I go about drawing the human figure type of deal, and just do some basic lessons on that kind of stuff. Like, hey, this is the techniques that I implement, this is how I draw, but this isn't the only way to draw. Hopefully it helps you how to draw, type of deal. That's not right. That's better. Yeah, I mean, we usually spread it out, and yeah, it's like we call it Scribble Support. So you're right, that's the perfect name for it. Yeah, it'll just be like, I've been thinking about it for a while, just a short YouTube series on, you know, art support, and kind of going about it in that way. So I'll start thumbing around, thinking of those ideas. It won't be anytime soon, but I'm gonna give myself an end date, because it's honestly, it's really not that hard for me because I do it all the time anyways. It's not something I even have to really think about. And I know it's been effective, at least virtually, with the students that I've been teaching this year, because they're like, oh yeah, no, they've been doing well. So it's like, okay, these videos help. And they're not about perfect drawings. They're really just about, hey, this is, like I said, this is how I draw 1-point perspective. This is how I do 2-point perspective. This is how I draw a character. This is what I think about when I'm designing characters, you know, kind of just going over those. And I want to try and keep them short and snappy, ideally around 5 minutes, so maybe I will do some editing to them, but we'll see. And I'm not going to put that on Chris's plate because he has enough to do, but it's content that I've been thinking about for a while, that people have been telling me for years that I should make. They're like, you're really good at teaching kids how to draw art, why are you not making YouTube videos? I'm like, I don't know. And it just makes perfect sense to upload it to the Twitch, to upload it to our channel, because like you said, we have a bunch of people on here that are artists that like to come into our Discord, which, hey, if you've been listening for this long, which I don't know, we have a good art group on Discord. Feel free to join that. I do check that every now and then. I don't check it all the time, but I do love popping in there and be like, ooh, what have people been drawing? This is cool. So occasionally you'll see emotes of me reacting to stuff. I really do love that we have an art channel on there. I like that we have a constructive criticism. Really proud of the community that we've built. Feels very open, very welcoming, very understanding of other individuals and backgrounds. That's the kind of community that we want to create. We want to make sure that the community that we're building is something that is always open to positive feedback and positive construction. Because art should always be fun at the end of the day. Everyone's at different skill levels, but we can all come together towards that commonality of just enjoying making art. Skillshare? I mean, I don't know how any of that works, to be honest with you. If I did, I'd probably do it. But I think before we do that, I need to actually make some of them. I need to go through the paces and see, like, alright, if I'm producing a YouTube video, what do? I would want to look at other art tutorial videos and see, like, what do they do? Like, do they do any heavy editing? Like, I know BAM Animation does a little bit of it, but it's like, do I do it with a... Because most of the time when I teach, I have a webcam, but I don't always have a webcam when I'm doing that. It's like, do I record my face while I'm doing it? Does that help? I don't know. But also, I think it might just be something as simple as, you know what, I'm just going to make them, and if they're successful, they're successful. If not, they're not. At the bare minimum, they will help out the people in our Discord. And if they are really successful, you know, maybe I'll make new versions of them, like, here's advanced tips. Here's how I went about drawing this illustration. I might take one of my videos of my speed paints and be like, hey, this is how I created this illustration. This was my thought process going through it. But when I get motivated, I'll be sure to post on the Discord. I mean, yeah, I think the biggest thing when it comes to drawing, and I can even do, like, things that are centered around art talks. Like, I know some people struggle with certain forms of motivation when it comes to art, and I can talk about what gets me out of a funk. For me, it's kind of the Gurren Lagann method, which is I just get mad. Not mad in a destructive way, but I just get mad. I'm like, I want to do that. I want to be that good. I want to make cool stuff. So I get angry, and it's like, you know what, I'm gonna go make art, type of deal. I was watching a video by Bread Sword earlier today, who's doing kind of reminded me how much I like Gurren Lagann. I made that homework for one of the kids that I tutor. I was like, you know what, this should be necessary learning material for every kid in art. You want to watch something with passion? Go watch Gurren Lagann, or Gurren Lagann, or however you pronounce it. I don't care. God, I love that anime. Everything about it. I was rewatching it today, and I was just like, oh man, I forgot just how charming this show is. It's everything I loved about Fooly Cooly, but taken to that next level of just... It's got passion, it's got heart, its characters stay true to who they are, but the animation is just... Oh my god. I can't even. It's too good. It's so good. It reaches so many levels. Pierces the heavens with its awesomeness. Yeah, I was thinking the other day, like, someone asked me, what's your top 5 anime? And I almost didn't put Gurren Lagann in. I don't think I did, and I was watching that Bread Sword video and went, I'm an idiot. Gurren Lagann is totally in my top 5. There's no way. Because I wanted to put, like, well, what about Trigun? What about some of these other animes that I really, really love? And I went, yeah, but Gurren Lagann literally embodies everything that I love about anime. It's zany, it's wild, it does everything that Fooly Cooly does, but to a higher degree. I love mechas. It's like that and G Gundam are my favorite mecha animes, easily. Because if I had to say, like, my top 5 animes, it's probably Cowboy Bebop, Gurren Lagann, Full Metal Alchemist. You can... Either one is fine, Brotherhood or the original 2000 series. Dragon Ball Z is in there, just because it was my first really big anime. And then I'm not sure what the 5th one is. That'd be really tough to fit that 5th anime in there. I might say Samurai Champloo. Might be my 5, because I feel like I need a samurai anime in there. And as much as I like Samurai 7, I think... Samurai Champloo, I just feel like it's cheating because I put Watanabe in there twice. But that's how much I like his work. Like, I loved that. I love Space Dandy. I love Cowboy Bebop. I just love Japanese animation. It's amazing. And I love American animation too. Meet the Mitchells was a lot of fun. Or not Meet the Mitchells. Mitchells versus the Machines was a lot of fun too. I really enjoyed that. Very charming story. Very compelling relationship between a father and daughter. And there's just some really great techniques in animation and very expressive style. There's a couple things that I thought was a little weird in the movie. Towards the end, I was like, that doesn't make a lot of sense narratively, but alright, that's fine. Whatever. That movie was great. It's on Netflix. The Dota anime is really good by Studio Mir. I also watched something else not too recently. What was it? It was another anime, wasn't it? God, brain, what was it? What was I watching? I watched Yasuke. Yasuke was alright. Yasuke was pretty good. I thought some of the storytelling was a little too truncated for it, but the character designs were fun. The art was pretty cool. I kind of wish it'd been more grounded though, and less over the top. I was kind of hoping for a more historical anime instead of giant robots, which is weird because I love giant robots. And it's funny, you know, Naruto was a big thing for me, but that probably wouldn't even be at my top animes. I love the manga though. The manga is one of my favorite of all time. I love Naruto, but the anime just never grabbed me. Too many fillers. Ooh. Let's see. Oop. Love to hear what some of your guys' favorites, guys and gals' favorites are. Hunter x Hunter's up there too. Hunter x Hunter's really good. Hunter x Hunter is one of my favorites as well. Oh, you know what? That's what it is. Yu Yu Hakusho is my fifth. Because as much as I love Hunter x Hunter, Yu Yu was just... Yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho steals that top 5 spot. With probably Trigun being close to after it. His Trigun's really good. I love Yorishi Naito's artwork, but I do find that the anime falters a little bit towards the end. But it was a very revolutionary... Like, the idea that there was a character with a gun who was trying not to kill anybody was so novel to me. I'd never seen it before. That it's still to this day is just, it's one of the more interesting anime characters. Like, Vash is one of the most interesting anime characters out there. He's still one of my favorites. I just love everything about him because he's very much my persona too. I feel very connected to Vash in a lot of ways. But yeah, Hunter x Hunter's great. I have not seen Promised Neverland. People keep saying good stuff about it, but I also heard it's really dark, and I was like, I don't need that right now. One of my favorite new animes, though, is The Great Pretender. That's fantastic. That's probably one of my favorite animes I've ever watched, too. I really like The Great Pretender for a lot of different reasons. I love all the character nuance. I love heists. Artwork is great. And I like that at the end of the day, it's really just about character. It's about those characters, what they've been through, their traumas, the things that they've dealt with. It's just fantastic. Such a great show. But yeah, Nimle's got a little bit more work to her, but she's coming along. She's almost there. I don't know how much longer we're gonna go on the art stream. We'll see. Gonna keep on trucking for a little bit longer. See how this goes. Just because, you know, I'm enjoying working. But I know Chris has like a rule about something about so long of a time frame or whatever. in terms of making it a VOD. YouTube's weird about that stuff, so I guess I do have to end it at some point. Which kinda sucks that that's the way that the algorithm works. But it is what it is, I guess. The second season, it doesn't exist. We don't know her. Trigun is great. Yeah, it's been a long since I watched it too, as well. Yeah, that's how I mean, another show that's really messed up in its second season is what is it? Sword Art Online. Yeah, I dropped that thing like a hot potato. You're like, oh, it gets better. It's like I don't care. Once you lose me, it is pretty hard to get me back, honestly. But I would recommend the Dota show. Really good animation, really interesting mystery too. And it's also just, that studio does such a great job with animation that it's just fun to see. I care nothing about Dota, by the way. I've never played it, don't know anything about it. Have zero interest in playing it still, but the art's really cool for the anime. I'm like, oh, this is a cool anime. I'll watch this though. That sounds dope. Let's grab that. I think I should have made this arm chunkier, but honestly I'm not sure. I guess it doesn't matter too much. Not the grand scheme of things. But I like the color scheme that we came up. It's different than our old design, but it's still a lot of fun. We don't know her. What are you talking about, Blue Lip, by the way? Yeah, no, like, I have no interest in the game either. But the anime is dope. The anime is great. That's all I care about. I have no interest in the game either, at all, whatsoever. Let's see. Oh, okay, I see. I get you. I think we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna call it good for the stream now. It's a good solid 2 hours. We probably got about in. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this though, and we'll come back and we'll work on some of the other designs next time. Or I don't know what we'll do. Like I said, I'm gonna try and start thinking of those art tutorial videos that we can do for the channel. I'll try and get some feedback, but I think I'll just go through the lessons that I've done, which is just, you know, 1-point perspective, 2-point perspective, drawing the figure, drawing clothes, tips and tricks here and there, do this, don't do that type of deal. Or like, not even don't do this, but just kind of just of that same nature or whatever. But glad you guys enjoyed it. Thank you those for stopped by and donated during the stream, and I will catch all of you later. If I can find where the button is. Credits? Yes. I think credits is what I hit. Anyways, yeah, I'll see all of you later. Have a good one. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, and have a good night.